Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Small Talk. My voice sounds a little different because I still have a bit of the flu, but eventually I'll recover. Anyway, my guest today is a musical performer with lots of credits behind his name, and speaking of, his name is Jerry Fielden. Welcome. Yeah, Fielden or Fielding.
Fielden, yeah.
I knew that. Sorry, Jerry. Welcome to the show. Those are creative glitches.
It's all good.
There's no mistakes. So tell me about your musical background, like when it all started for you.
Well, when I was a kid, okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
My wife. Hang on.
Yeah, so
Really sorry. I'm just telling her I'm being interviewed because she thought it was at 1. So,
oh, okay.
yeah. Okay, so yes, my background started when I was like a little kid, piano lessons, the whole bit, and I got tired of those very early. I got into the Beatles when I was 8, and I decided I wanted to become a Beatle.
Yeah.
So I started singing and playing drums, and finally, when I reached age 12, I started on guitar, which I've been doing ever since.
Very good. No, I know you're have a band.
Yeah, it's called AraPacis.
Say that again.
AraPacis.
AraPacis.
After the monument in ancient Rome built by the Emperor Augustus to celebrate peace over the Germans.
Okay.
AraPacis, which means altar of peace in Latin. Yeah, since 2003, I founded it. We've been through a few band members since, but my wife has been in the band as a singer since 2013.
Nice.
So she's a stable member. We also have David Stone, who used to be the keyboard player for Rainbow since 2019, and a whole bunch of other talented people, including our son, which is like kind of apprenticing keyboards and back vocals and all that. He's 11. And
Very
he's a
good. Yeah.
real little rocker.
That is awesome. Now, do you perform your own material?
Yeah.
And are you a writer?
I am a writer and a composer.
Okay, great. So tell me about some of the songs that you've written.
Oh, okay. We've written for our last 3 albums with David Stone. We've written a lot of very interesting songs that are kind of a mixture between progressive metal, doom metal, hard rock, like traditional 70s hard rock, like Deep Purple or Black Sabbath, that kind of stuff.
Right.
One of the songs I like the most is called The Mold. It's kind of a waltz that goes into hard rock. So it's an interesting song. We've also written a song with Don Airy of Deep Purple featured on it. It's called Tearing the Mist. We've done a song with Vinny Appice of Black Sabbath called Translucidity, and a lot of other interesting, interesting stuff, but really very, very, very happy to have David Stone from Rainbow with us since 2019, and also collaborating on the writing of the songs as well. So it's been an interesting few years.
Very good. Yeah, because when I was reading the bio you sent me, there's a lot of names, a lot of people that you've been, involved with through your musical career, right?
Right. So when I was younger, say in my teens, I met Frank Marino of Mahogany Rush. We became friends, like me and the whole band actually, and he taught me a lot of stuff like licks and interesting things. Like not formal lessons or anything, but he'd walk into Steve's music store where I was working at the time, and we would sit down and jam. It was fun, and I did play with his brother Vince for a little while as well.
Okay. Now, I know the band was formed in Montreal, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, actually a suburb of Montreal called Longueuil.
Yeah.
And AraPacis was formed out of members of my former bandmates from the 70s from a couple of different bands from back then. So we decided, hey, why don't we make some music again, And with Pierre Ryan on keyboards, who is like the best unknown keyboard player I know. The guy is just amazing. And but unfortunately, he doesn't like doing shows and stuff. So uh, it remained as a practice band, and then changing people over time.
Yeah,
Said to end up with this present lineup.
right. Now, one of the things you said, your lyrics focus on politics, the evils of war and religious extremists, etc. Right?
Etc. I'm sort of like a center left person politically.
Okay.
I'm very anti controlling people like the right wingers, like the all the religious controllers. I mean, look what's going on in the United States right now,
Yes.
and in Iran and places like that, where the religious people try to control the narrative, and that's just not working out. And also the fakes, like fake Christo-fascists, evangelics that only care about money for their mega churches, guys like Trump, who ally themselves with religious people, so-called religious people, that will take anything coming from that guy, even if it's completely against the teachings of the Christ. You know, I just don't get it.
Yeah, no, a lot of us don't really, you know. So I'm glad to hear that, you know, that your lyrics focus on those type of things, because I mean, all through history, music has done that. Not everybody's music, but like music has done that, and it's something that is important, I think, because if everybody just conformed, you know, we'd have a totally different world.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you look like even back in the 50s and 60s, the protest songs, the Seegers, the Dylans, all these people that they were talking about, Masters of War, for example, with Dylan. The guy won a Nobel Prize. Not it's for a reason.
Yes.
He was very pertinent to the politics of his days. Woody Guthrie, all these people.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, like, those are definitely my favorite subjects to talk about. Get it off my chest, because I can't stand the world in which we live in, and with all these right wingers, conservatives, trickle down economics, everything against the worker. I would be a Bernie Sanders kind of person here in Canada, the NDP. Center left. I don't like extreme left wingers either. So, anything extreme I don't like.
Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah, it's really quite interesting. You talked about you shared the stage with well-known bands such as Anvil, Raven, Blaze, Bailey.
Bailey, yeah, the ex-singer of Iron Maiden, yes.
Right, yeah, and like when did these things happen? Like,
well, I've been friends with Anvil for a while, because like Anvil, I was a press and entertainment photographer in Toronto back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
When my band in Toronto went on hiatus, I decided to do something with myself. So I said, okay, I'll be a entertainment photographer. So I got a lot of contracts. I had a contract, photographing all the big bands like the Stones and all that, the Bowie, and at various venues in Toronto for the French newspaper L'Express de Toronto.
Right.
So they would buy my pictures and put them in the paper. So I got to meet a lot of people that way, and Anvil was one of them. They were looking to do photos for their live album called Past and Present.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing a couple of pictures for them, so I've been friends with them since then. And then in 2000, Lips from Anvil called me again and said, hey, we're doing another album here in Montreal where you live, so you want to come and take pictures for the album? And I said, yeah, sure. So I did. And one day I hear, oh, they're playing at the Fofone Electric in Montreal, which is a very well-known venue. And I said, hey, Lips, can our band open for you guys? And he said, sure, So we opened for Anvil, and then we played with them a couple more times after that. But at the same time, being part of the scene in Montreal, knew a lot of people,
Yes.
so we got to, one day I get hey, you want to open for Doro? Well, yeah, sure. You want to open for Blaze Bailey? Yeah, for sure. Julie John Roth, whatever.
You don't say no, right?
They're interesting shows, if only because we're opening for legends here, you know,
Right, very good. Yeah. By the way, I grew up in Montreal in Ville Saint Laurent, so
like Louis John Roth, he's
yeah.
a legend. So, you know,
Now you're with Black House Records physically,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
and
yeah. He's great, Scott. Yeah,
yeah,
Scott.
and let's see, Bullseye Records of Canada digitally.
Yeah, Jamie Vernon. He is a legend in Canadian music with his label Bullseye. He's done Gatto. He's done a whole bunch of, you know, really well known people.
Hmm.
We're part of to being proud of his stable. You know, it's great.
Does the band do a lot of touring?
So we're mostly a studio band because like some of us are in Montreal. Our drummer is in Las Vegas. Our keyboard players in Vancouver. You know, so it's hard to get everybody together. So
Yeah.
what we might do, like we might do a show a year or one or two shows a year, and I'll have some substitutes for the people who can't make it. Right.
Yes.
Like like I said, our son, our 11-year-old son, is a really good little keyboard player. So he might be doing those shows.
Nice.
And we have an ex-drummer of ours who might be doing just the drums for a show or two. So that's how we would basically organize, although I would love to get the full actual band, you know, including the violinist and all that. She's really good too, Gwendolyn Kresnicki. She has her own act called Galia, which is electronic pop and with violin. It's so good. She's very, very, very talented.
Right. Wow. Yeah, my son plays this I don't, it's not quite I don't know if you call it a keyboard, but there's this great big huge long thing and you push buttons and you know, like he makes electronic music. It's kind of funny. Not funny, kind of fun actually. So now where were we? Okay. So some of your songs, I'm gonna go through the list here. If I can find them. Here we go. Are these the name of the songs? A Disturbing Awakening full length?
Disturbing Awakening is our 4th album. It's the first album on which my wife sings.
Okay.
Our 4th album, and it's got some really cool songs in it, like Wanderlust with Guy Leblanc of Camel, guesting on keyboards. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago.
Okay.
But it's a nice testimony to have him on that. We have Don Airy of Deep Purple on one of the songs on that album as well, Tearing the Mist.
Right.
Just great keyboard and solos and all that. I mean, it's Don Airy of Deep Purple. You know, the guys played with Jethro Tull, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath. You know,
yeah.
He's got 280 guest appearances or something in his Wikipedia. You know,
right. Another one of your albums, System Deceive. Full length means does that mean that it's an album?
Yeah, full length album, EPs, like 3-4 songs.
Okay.
This System Deceive has John Gallagher of Raven playing bass throughout.
All right. And you got Deja Doom.
Deja Doom is an album we decided to go back to basics and do a Black Sabbath-y kind of sounding album. Well, it's an EP. Just me, my wife, and our ex-drummer, and that's it. And there's guitar, bass, drums, vocals. There's no keyboards. There's no nothing else.
Yeah,
it's basic.
Yeah. No, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you for a performance, whatever, well, how would they do that?
They just can write us at info@arapacis.com.
Say that again, please.
Info, like
info at
AraPacis.com.
Oh, okay. info@AraPacis.com. All right. And you have a website, right?
Yeah, AraPacis.com.
Okay, so that would probably be the best thing to do. So what is the Bandcamp?
The Bandcamp has all our downloadable repertoire on it. Every single album is on there.
Oh, okay.
So our complete discography is on there, except the one cover of Paper Blood by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Which, yeah, I think it's on there too. Anyway, it's not something we sell physically because it's
okay, right. Let's see now. Single that from upcoming Suburban Mist album, Urban Mist.
Yeah, the new single is called Urban Mist. Of course, David Stone from Rainbow is featured a lot on there. And what my wife does on there is she has three different voices she uses. She's got a deep growl, a scream, and an angelic kind of voice on it mixed together.
Okay.
So that displays all her talents for different kinds of vocals.
Yeah, right. So when did you and she meet?
Oh, that's quite the story.
Okay, good.
We met online in a Ian Gillan forum that I had founded on MySpace
Okay.
back in 2007, 2008. And she joined that, and her dream was meeting Ian Gillan. Funny thing is that I have been working for Ian Gillan since 2003, translating his website into French. That's quite a story too, if you want me to go into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened is I went on his site that I saw, and I wrote, hey, Ian, big fan of Deep Purple since 1970, I'd love an autograph photo, and signed Jerry from Montreal. So I get an autograph photo of the entire band signed by all of Deep Purple from Ian. And then a week later, he sends me an email, says, hey, you're from Montreal, do you know French? And I go, yeah. He goes, you want to translate my site? I can give you tickets and backstages to any Purple show in the world anytime. I can't pay you. I go, fine, that's good. That's okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So that sense. So, of course, Michelle, my wife's dream, she was a Deep Purple Ian Gillan fan. So we're talking. She goes, my dream is to meet Ian Gillan. I go, I'll fix you up. Right? And it happened when I went to the UK to meet her I met her in 2008 for a day on my way to see Deep Purple in Germany. And we hit it off, me and my future wife. And then in 2009, I thought, okay, I'll go and meet your family now, because this is getting serious. And at the same time, we went to see Deep Purple shows in Glasgow and London. Unfortunately, Ian didn't come out in Glasgow, but she met the rest of Deep Purple, which was nice. And in London, he came out, so she finally got her wish of meeting Ian Gillan. So that's how it happened. And then, we kept going to Purple shows whenever we could. We got together, we got married.
Right.
We named our son Gillan after him. And he's met him, like they've met, Gillan and Gillan.
Yeah.
Which is cute.
Yeah. Do you come from a musical background?
My parents were actually actors.
Oh, we're okay.
Studied in the 50s with mime and stuff with Marcel Marceau in Paris.
Wow.
They had met because my mom was translating for the American Army and my dad was in the French Army. And, so they met over there in Paris and all that. And came back to Canada because she was from Toronto and he lived in Montreal.
Right.
So they got together and had me and my brother.
Oh, is your brother into music?
Yeah, he's a drummer, but he's also
I think you said that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Organizer. He organizes stages and shows and light shows, stuff like that. He's very good with his hands. He builds stuff, renovates,
Nice to have somebody like that on board, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice, but he's getting tired of it now. He's getting older. And,
yeah, aren't we all?
You don't want to sit out in extreme weather fixing a roof or something. I don't
know. No, definitely not. Well, I think we're going to end it there. I find it very fascinating. The whole thing is really interesting to me, Just stay on camera. We're going to say goodbye to the audience. Okay, everybody, you've been listening to Jerry Fielden. And I will put his website on so that you can have a look at his music and hopefully, buy some. It's always great to support musicians. That's how they survive. Most of them have to have another job, because not everybody is one of the bigger names, right? Anyway, yeah. Pardon?
Absolutely.
Yes. So take care, everybody, and remember to be nice. Oh, and please subscribe. I like that. And if you like the show, share it. Don't be selfish. Until then, everybody, peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.